I am once again the Illusionist, and we're back with the second game of the Ironbeards. This time we're facing off against the Lizardman team, the Sun's Children. Not looking good for the Dwarves already. If you remember the last match, I suffered 2 serious injuries, including a dead runner and a blitzer with a fractured skull. They're both off the team, down to a team value of 830 against the Lizardman team of 1030. That's quite a big gap, particularly early on in the game, but we'll see if I can make a comeback. Fortunately, the game is quite forgiving. It's given me a couple of blockers as free mercenaries, so I'm still up to 11 players. Oh, my Troll Slayer. I was supposed to have 2 of these guys that are on chair, the Troll Slayers. They too are taking a nap. Isn't that good? Okay, get out the camera. N and G, so we can see what's going on. The Lizardmen team choose heads, they win the toss, and they elect to receive. This could be a really tough match. Saurus are one of the few creatures in the game that can consistently outfight Dwarves. Dwarves have the tackle and block skills, which means they're pretty good on the defense and the offense. The Saurus, however, are universally strength 4 and armor value 9, as you can see down in the corner. So they hit hard and they take a lot of hits. My opponent also has a Croxigor, strength 5 with the Mighty Blows skill, which you can see there. Add 1 to any armor or injury roll that's made. Anything he hits stays hit, quite frankly. What I'm hoping for are lots and lots of failures on the Bonehead roll, which basically means he stands around doing nothing while I can go and do something more useful. At the same time, the Lizardman team features a lot of skinks. Agile with the dodge skill, they're going to get around very fast with movement 8. The good news is I can probably beat them up quite quickly because they're only strength 2. I'm talking through the intro because you can see I'm having some problems setting up over here. I think I lost a player at some point. I was trying to find my other Troll Slayer. Accidentally called the auto setup, put everyone back in the manual setting. Ugh. Drag them back again. I'm also trying to find my 2 mercenaries, the guys with the loaders, and stick them out somewhere where, quite frankly, they can take the hits that my team doesn't have to. There you go, that's a complete mistake on my part. I forgot I even had that guy way back there. Not a terrible loss, as you'll see later on, but could have done without it. Here comes the pain. The Saurus. Well, it's 5 on 6, but they're all going to get 2 dice rolls against me whenever I do. I'm expecting to see my front line go down hard early in the game. If you've never played against Lizardmen before, I think they're quite an underrated team, to be honest with you. Saurus are expensive and they don't have any skills. The lack of block on a frontline creature like this is tough. With agility 1, they're not going to pick up the ball anytime soon, and they're not going to run in touchdowns or make throws. So the only way they get star player points is by hurting people, which is unreliable. Because you have to knock them down, beat their armor, roll an injury, so on and so forth. And when they get rolling, they're really good. Similarly, the skinks look weak, but they're so fast and agile, they're great ball handlers. I'm simultaneously fighting a team that can outfight me and outmaneuver me. Not always an easy thing to come across. The special event was a quick snap. A couple of these guys got to move a space, slightly close to the ball where it lands. And let the beating begin. I'd also like to ask what your opinion are on the quality of the match. The last time it was a little bit grainy. I've turned up the FPS for this time. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll keep tweaking it until I'm happy. The good news is, though, it should be a little clearer this time around. A couple of lucky pushes. Lucky for me, at least, because no one gets their head caved in. First time we get defender stumbles. Praying for my own armor value 9 to keep me in the match. If he takes down my entire front line like this, losing a guy early in the match is going to suck, because I cannot replace him. Doing the right thing. He's following up on all his attacks, which means that in the next turn I can't necessarily dodge out of the way, and he's still outnumbering me, so I'm going to really struggle to fight back without bringing the guys from the edge of the field in, and thus allowing the skinks just to run around and score. The skink cage, surprisingly effective. I mean, they're only strength 2, armor value 7, so they're fragile. But a tackle zone's a tackle zone. If I can't get in there to attack the ball carrier, I have to fight my way in. These guys are cheap, they're reasonably expendable, and more to the point, I still have to fight my way through them, no matter how puny. It's an extra step, it's a blitz on one of these guys that I can't use on the ball carrier. So, you know, any cage is better than no cage. And there we go. First turn, serious concussion, loses a point of armor value. Extra painful, because this is my last remaining blitzer. The other guy got a skull fracture and is missing the match. I have no one on the pitch with an agility greater than 2. If you're not familiar with Blood Bowl, anything involving the ball, you start with the number 7 and then take away your agility. The resulting number is what you need to roll on a dice to complete the action, be it pick it up off the floor, to make a successful throw or catch. You get extra bonuses. For example, if you're trying to catch and it's been a successful throw, you add 1. If you're in an enemy tackle zone while you're trying to pick up the ball, you -1. It basically means, though, that whatever I'm going to do here, I only have a 1 in 3 chance, 5+ on a 6-sided dice, to do it with the ball. So even picking up the ball is going to be a pain from turn 1. Great, good luck with that. I knocked over a Saurus though, that's pretty cool. He's only face up, he'll get up next turn and proceed to beat on my Troll Slayer, no doubt. Everyone else does. Good old Krungle Iron Fist. Krungle being a character I used to roleplay, in fact. Warhammer Fantasy roleplay in a similar game to Blood Bowl by the same company, Games Workshop. He was not nearly as cool as a Troll Slayer in a Blood Bowl team. Coincidentally, in another game of Warhammer Fantasy roleplay, I have roleplayed as a Blood Bowl player. Sounds crazy, but it's actually quite good fun. You take a character, stack him with lots of grapple and strength abilities, and just pretend that you're insane, and block people, by which I mean diving tackle them to the gut. The only problem with that system being, once you are tackled by a crippled old man and his 2 friends, you are never leaving that grapple. While I'm ranting on, marking up the skink on the outlier. He'd be the first candidate to get the ball and just run rampant down the side. Knock over the first corner of the cage, mark up on the other. The cage can't move anywhere. It's got to dodge away, and it's lost its front row, making my opponent roll dice so I don't have to. Although they've got the dodge skill, and they're stunty, so they get bonuses to dodging, it's still only 3+. I was talking about a 1 in 3 chance of success for the Dwarves, so 1 in 3 chance of failure for the skinks. Keep making them dodge. Eventually they'll fall over, they'll turn over, and you'll get your chance to strike. Providing, of course, your team survives long enough to do that. Another blocker on the deck, on his back, not badly injured. That's fine, we can keep taking those all day long. Defender stumbles and defender down, just to upset me, I'm sure. Actually, to be fair, the dice rolls go fairly evenly in this game. I shouldn't really complain. I've been in some seriously unlucky games where people are just obliterated by bad dice rolls. This comes and goes. Krotziger's taking a swing. Bonehead! First piece of good luck. Doesn't really compare to crippling my blitzer, but, you know, can't have everything. Where is he? Oh, he's not in the box. That's unusual. Oh, there he is, hiding behind the flag. It's still the Lizardman turn. He's picking up his guys off the floor and considering where to move to by the looks of it. See what I'm trying to do here? I've got the armour to take hits all day long. AV9 will protect me from the worst of beatings. What I'm trying to do is tie up the Saurus and the Crocscur in the middle of the pitch with as few players as I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm doing it with 6. I could probably do it with 5 if I wanted to. They're not going to dodge away. Provided I keep getting up again, they're stuck there. So I've got my other 1, 2, 3, 4 guys chasing skinks. And I can do that all day. I mean, they'll outrun me, certainly. But the Troll Slayer and the Blocker are herding them around the edge of the pitch. I've got another Blocker waiting. They're not going to get through this gap without taking at least 2 dodge rolls apiece on all 4 skinks. Sooner or later they're going to fail. I'm going to get a chance to take a swing. Go for it roll fails. Opponent didn't use a reroll. That's probably a good idea. It's the end of his turn. He's done all the blocking he needs to do. He's got a body in the way, so I can't actually get around and block without him getting an assist anyway. Let the guy fall over. You can use your rerolls on something much more important than a 2+ on just walking a square. Problems of being a Blood Bowl coach is sometimes you have to know when to let your guys take the pain. You can't always stay on your feet. You can't succeed at every dice roll. The trick is to know which ones you can afford to lose. Like here, my entire front line just stood up again. These 3 Saurus and this Saurus, they ain't going nowhere. Crocscur's boneheaded. He's not going anywhere. Half the guy's team is now stuck within 2 squares of the touchline. And I can start fighting back because I've got the guys free around the edge to start moving. KO the Saurus. Really lucky roll. You don't see that often against AV9. Keep watching. This is a surprisingly violent match, to say, well, it's surprisingly violent for the Lizardmen, which is quite unusual. You will see probably at least 3 or 4 more KO'd Saurus get knocked down and get back up again. Oh, the skink goes down. Badly hurts. No long-term effect. I prefer to see that. I'll be quite honest with you. It's quite a friendly league. The guys who are in it, we all chat, we all play, make fun of each other. I don't like badly hurting players and having them suffer. Because it's only game 2. I've got another dozen games to go through. If I cripple this guy's team early on, it makes it easier for my other opponents, and it more importantly ruins his fun. I don't like doing that. But we're now down to even keel. He's badly injured one of my guys. I've badly injured one of his. And I'm on the ball carrier again. And he's lost 2 of his heavy hitters. One of his heavy hitters. He's going to struggle to get through this line and stop the Troll Slayer and the Blocker getting to the skink. It's dodging all the way. Which again, always more risky than simply walking in a straight line. Pushed them both down. I'd probably re-roll that. Dwarves have block. Opponent has better ideas. Except now, that Saurus is being ganged upon. Pushes him back again. The 2 Saurus are surrounded by 4 Dwarves. That's a bad move. That's 1 dice blocks in my favour because I've got block and they haven't. I've got tackle and they haven't. The odds are 1-on-1, or as it is 2-on-1, I'm going to take those guys down. As I take one down, it just gets easy to take the other one. Particularly since this guy's moved away. He's no longer in the area. His tackle zone's moved. He's not helping these guys at all. Crocscur lumbers in. I think he wasted his blitz by attacking that guy. Didn't really do much in the long run. I kind of wanted him there anyway because he's now still right in front of the Saurus. He's even close to the ball carrier if I need him to. Shenanigans with shunting people around can help. Maybe even take him down. Ooh, stunty dodge. Boo hiss. However, having said all I've just said, my guys are still being marked by the Saurus. If I can't get out of there, I can't stop the ball carrier either. And he is very, very close to scoring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's just a run in a straight line for him to score. So either I tackle him now, or I go 1-0 down. Very tricky. Particularly since I have to fight my way free of all these bloody lizards as well. He gets up. That was a waste, in my opinion. See, an unlucky dodge roll. I wanted that early on. I would probably have left the skink there. Because then he's still tying up these three guys. And you put an extra square around here so that this guy and this guy can't easily get around. Because that's what you're trying to do at this point. You can score next turn. Easily. You don't want to let my guys get close to your ball carrier. You leave them sort of in the midfield or even right next to them. Take the bash, take the bump, no problem. That means they can't move and get closer. Because once they're blocked, they can't move. If I have to blitz to get away at this end, I can't blitz again at this end. Maybe he had a plan in mind. He wanted the guy there. Or there. That would have been a good move, because then this guy is also stuck. He can't dodge by. He's only agility 2. He ain't going to manage it. And the dice let him down. It happens occasionally. But here's what I was talking about. Strength 4. Strength 3, with 1 assist, or 2 assists in fact, becomes a 1 dice block. I knock them both down, because I've got block, and they don't. My guy gets away, blocks, attack it down and both down. Fine, both down. I've got block, you haven't. I even get a KO into the bargain. That's brilliant. I wish I could have moved an extra square closer. Put this guy in attack. Oh, I do. Great, go for it. So I've put the ball in the tackle zone. It makes it hard for this guy to get the ball picked up. He also has to dodge into a tackle zone to pick the ball up. So that's a 4+, with a reroll, admittedly. And I've got a guy behind, so he has to dodge forward to pick the ball up, then dodge out, and then dodge again, and then dodge again. 4 dodges to try and just pick the ball up and get away. You can do it. Not easy. Every time your opponent rolls the dice could betray him. It's a dice you don't roll, you don't have to make. And I'm taking him down. Croxiger's gone down. That's not easy. Good old Troll Slayer. Dauntless. It's only 50-50, but it's a great skill. If you're not sure what that was, if you roll a block or a blitz, you first roll a dice on a 4 or more, 50-50 chance, your strength equals your opponent's. So he was strength 5 for that brief instance, he psyched himself up. And then added his friend for an extra +1. So I got 2 dice against the Croxiger, despite only normally having a strength 3 character. Didn't come to much, the guy got straight back up again, but when it works, it's brilliant. Everybody's marked up as well. Yes, they can fight back, because they're now on even numbers. This guy just attacks him, and it's 2 dice. But he's got to get up first, and he's got to waste his blitz, where he might want it elsewhere. For example, skinks pushing people around. He's got a plan in mind. You see by the location, he wants to block this guy. It's 2 on 1, so there's strength 3. It's a 1 dice. Defender stumbles. Good choice. Good roll. Really, really lucky. Pushed him into there. The ball scattered into his skink. He didn't catch it, but because it's a scatter roll and not a catch roll, it's not a turnover. So now the skink only needs 1 dodge out of the tackle zone to pick the ball up, instead of in, out, and out again. He's just increased his odds of success. Only one dice roll instead of two. He gets the reroll, picks up the ball, scores. Boo hiss, 1-0 to the Sun's Children against the Ironbeards. That was largely my fault, I think. While I was saying what a good idea it was to get stuck in the middle field and mark all the Saurus, that's actually exactly what they want. Because they can just keep hitting me. And you have to remember, the Saurus aren't handling the ball. They don't want to be handling the ball. They want to be beating on me while the skinks go handling. So, despite my theory there, I played to exactly what the Lizardman player wanted. Yeah, I tied up all his heavy hitting guys. He tied up all mine as well. I simply didn't have enough bodies down there to take out those 3 skinks, or even just put tackle zones down so they couldn't escape easily. One lucky gang up block, pushed the ball out, picked it up, scored. Really, really good play. Exactly what he needed, exactly what he wanted. And my guys stood and watched because they're slow and dopey. Setting up. I don't think the guy has to do anything different this time. He's kicking because he scored, which means that he might want to get a little bit closer with his skinks, so it's easy to get downfield. And my guys, they're only movement 4, so at best he's going to end up around here somewhere when he's got the ball. Yep, he moves closer. Outside the tackle zone with Saurus, which means if I want to blitz these guys, I have to go the long way around the Saurus, or through the Saurus to do it. And again, really good positioning. It's one-on-one. He's got the stronger character, so he has the advantage. Maybe a little bit thin on the front line, because, you know, maybe I get a lucky roll. Like I remember to put my blocker back on the line. 2 on 2 on 2 on 2. I think I can probably fight my way through this, to be honest. It's certainly 1 dice blocks on the Saurus on this side, because strength 3. From that guy, add this friend here. His tackle zone is cancelled by this guy. Yeah, I can get those 2 guys down on 1 dice blocks, if I'm lucky. Which leaves these 3, 4, 5, 1 dice block on the Croxiger. And since he's kicking, I get to go first. This is a real possibility. Not that it'll do me much good. I mean, getting your opponent's players on the floor is a great idea. Injuring them even better. But my ball receiver, this guy, Stock Rock Thokok, if you want to know how to pronounce that, way back at the end of the field, movement 4. It's going to take him a good 3, 4 turns to get to the end zone. Kick-off table, quick snap. I get to move my guys because I'm defending, and I won because I think I have a cheerleader and he doesn't, something like that. So the ball's landing over here somewhere. I move my dumpy movement 4 creature closer to it because you do. And then I start to act really clever, or so I keep telling myself. I don't want to be where the Lizardmen can kick my teeth in. It doesn't matter how tough I am, I can take it, but we saw how that worked last time. I got bogged down, I got stuck in the fight and couldn't get away. So what I'm doing is, I'm moving away from the touchline. You can only really do this during a special event because you have to set characters up on the touchline normally. What I'm doing is, I'm spreading my guys out, it's only a square, but that means the Croxiger isn't going to be as close to my guys as he was previously. It makes my blocking slightly easier, because there are less tackle zones going around. Secondly, it means he can only attack one of my guys this turn. He's only got 1 blitz. The rest can all move in if they want to, but they can only attack one of them. Assuming he does move in, I can pick and choose where I want the attacks to go. And I decide I'm going to go over here. These guys are just a big old line of tackle zones. The skink still can't get through it. The saurus and the crocodile still can't get through it. I am picking my targets as I go. I have control of the board at this point. Move away, so when that saurus gets up, he can't immediately attack the troll slayer. He has to move. And he has to move into these other characters for the assists. And that's exactly what he does. He puts his saurus 2-on-1, 2-on-1. This comes a bit trickier, 1-on-1, but he still hasn't blitzed, so I'm okay. These 1, 2, and probably 3 are only 1 dice blocks. Again in my favour, because I'm the guy with the block skill, not him. There you go. That could have been 5 punches to the face this turn. I take 1. And I've now got 1 guy tying up both saurus. Again, he can take a kicking if I want him to, that's fine. But it makes my life that little bit easier. By having 3, and then 4, then probably 5 characters running around doing my bidding as I want them to. Sun's Children is lining up his skinks. He wants to knock this guy over next turn, and this guy as well. Then he's got a free run to get his skinks in here. I can start ganging up on the ball carrier, assuming he's even got the ball. He takes a long way around because he can, and you might as well start attacking at different avenues. You never know which way the ball's going to come, this way or this way. Given it's only turn 4 for the Ironbeards, I can't really afford to go a long way around. There you go, exactly what I wanted. Failed his first dodge, used a reroll to get through. Failed his second dodge, no rerolls left, falls over and turns over. My opponent has no rerolls left, he's got a player on the pitch. I've got control of who gets the kicking this turn. And I choose a skink. Because what I want to do is make sure there's no ball handling left. They did that to me. My blitzer, with agility 3, has gone down. I'm going to struggle to get the ball this turn. And Lizardman teams, like a few others, Vampire's usually a good choice in that regard. You need to pick which characters you're going to focus on. In this case, you just walk away from the saurus, they have to chase you around in circles. Beat the skinks down, your opponent can't get the ball very easily, or even at all. If you can't get the ball, they can't score. Pushed and pushed. Not a problem. Straight into the waiting arms of Madron Kazakmun. No idea where I got that name from, just a bit of inspiration. Sven Olinson's son's nephew's son. They can work that out later. Demek, one of my mercenaries, pushing people around. Gilius Thunderhead, little Easter egg, for those of you who know what that means. Also know what I did there. I had my guys diagonally with Lizardman first. I deliberately used the lower player to attack first. So if I did have to push him back, I could still then attack with the blocker. If, for example, I'd used this guy to attack first and pushed him this way, this blocker might not have been in range to assist, and that would have meant I'd only get the 1 block, 1 attempt at knocking this guy down. Always try to plan your next block ahead. That means pushing a guy into your friends. Do it. Amazingly, picked up the ball. Hey. See down the bottom. Needed a 5+, and I got a 6. Just a sheer luck. So now I've got this lucky outcome. I'm doing my best to keep hold of it. That's not a good example. However, I got the ball. I knocked down this guy. I'm blocked off any way of coming through here easily. I've marked the skink when he gets up. And while this guy fell over, and got me a turnover. It's not actually done any bad things. Scadrin is one of the mercenaries, so if he gets hurt and dies, I don't care, it's not cost me anything. Secondly, it's got a guy away from the Croxigor, who was going to beat him down anyway. The plan kind of fails when I realise he can just run straight around this guy and punch my friend in the face. And then pick the ball up. What? What the hell? Required a 6+, got a 6. You scumbag. So, I've now got a strength 4 character with movement 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares away from the end zone. Marvellous. Oh dear. He couldn't do that twice, I promise you. Agility 1, no rerolls, and he gets the ball. The action lulls for a minute because he's just laughing at me in the chat box. Fortunately you can't see it on the rerun. But we're having some banter there. I think, again, Hail Nuffle. God bless RNG, the random number god. As the Croxigor lumbers in for support. I'm going to struggle to get the ball off this guy. Especially if he keeps doing that. Gotten away with 2 if it wasn't for you damn kids. Two and 1. You don't care. There we go. 1 dice block. No, 2 dice block. Attack her down, attack her down. Skills make all the difference. Right. I've got to work pretty hard. This guy can score in 1 turn. I need to, at the very least, delay him for 2 turns. Better get the ball off him. Not only is he then delayed in movement, but he has to take the action and risk picking the ball up again, which odds are he's not going to do twice with a Saurus. So, get a bunch of guys to go for it. The guy in the corner jumps up. Sorry, this guy jumps up, so he's still blocking the skink, marking the skink. He jumps up, blitzers. Both down, perfect. I've got block. He hasn't. What I wish I'd done is do some more fighting up here. Maybe knock this guy down, move the Troll Slayer into the Saurus before I try to pick the ball up. Because I still needed 5+ to pick it up. I burnt my last reroll trying to do it. Failed. Missed an opportunity to go ahead with my own plan to take the skinks out. Remember, you've got to prioritise your actions. You've got a choice between doing 2 things. Pick the easy one first. 2 dice against. I've got block. It hasn't. It's got dodge, but I've got tackle. 5 and 6 chance I'll survive that. 50-50, I'll actually kill the guy. Or hurt it. There you go. Lightning doesn't strike twice. Realistically, he might be able to score against that skink up this turn, moves it around, picks it up next turn. Not easy, not necessarily likely, but it's doable. By the looks of it, he's got plenty of skinks to spare. That's just plain unlucky. Failing the dodge roll is one thing. Getting badly hurt into the bargain is another entirely. That's Blood Bowl, it happens. And now I've learnt my lesson. Make the easy fight first. Get another injury. Why couldn't I have done that last turn? Don't know. He made absolutely the right play to go for the ball like that. Nothing wrong there. The dice let him down. I'd have done the same thing. Except possibly with much more swearing. Oh, who am I kidding? Definitely with much more swearing. So now I'm trying to decide what to do. Obviously, I pick my guy up and mark the Saurus. So that will force him to blitz to pick the ball up. Knock my guy out of the way, move, pick the ball up by some miracle. and then score. One more step every time he tries to do something. Or maybe he just blitz me out with the Croxigal. I don't know. But again, I'm trying to take down the skinks. If only to knock them down so they can't miraculously run over, pick the ball and score. But instead, I'd rather take the Saurus down. Attacker down, of course. One dice block. The dice hate us both. The difference is, I'm armor 9, so that didn't hurt. And I made sure I used 2 guys, so he's still got to blitz his way out. Realistically, this is the end of the half, I think. He can't get a guy to the ball in time. The odds of this Saurus picking the ball up are negligible. His best tactic at this point is to inflict as much damage on my guys as he can in preparation for the next half, which he's perfectly capable of doing. And so he does. I'm not sure why he chose to use that guy to do it. I'd have attacked with this one first, knocked him over, blocked this tackle zone when he moved, and then knocked this guy over. Apparently he really wants to try and pick the ball up with his Saurus again. Hey, go for it. Heroic last minute play. He's got nothing to lose. All he'll do is drop the ball and then turn over. I can't score by picking this ball up and miraculously running 20 squares down the pitch. Certainly can't throw the damn thing. It's worth a try. Didn't pick up the ball. Oh well, I can't do anything with it. And a 2-0 lead would be very comfortable at this point. Not insurmountable, but extremely unlikely. What do? Kick the snot out of him a bit more, I suppose. Realistically, I need to get these 3 skinks off the board. I need to hurt them and make sure they're not coming back. Because I can spend the rest of the game just fighting 5 Saurus if I want to. That's easy. No problem at all. I need to stop them scoring again. So they score again, it's probably all over. Take nothing, nothing comes from it. Man up on the Saurus. 2 dice, both down. I've got block, he hasn't. Down he goes. Knockout. Brilliant. That went better than it probably ought to do there. And I've got my eye on this skink too. Oh no, not. I'm being clever. Trollslayer has got the frenzy skill. So if I push this guy, I get to attack him again. Unless I run out of movement and go for it rolls, like I did just then. Seriously miscounted there. I wanted to push that guy off the pitch, and I can't do it, because this guy is attacking at a weird angle. If you're not sure about knocking people off the pitch, I strongly recommend you pick up the Living Rulebook, available at scribes.com. It's absolutely free to download and read as long as you like. Learn how to push people off the pitch. It is advanced tactics that will always guarantee getting an enemy off the pitch, which is the next best thing to injuring them. If you can do that every couple of turns, or every turn even, it's possible, you're way ahead of the game. Frenzying characters are really good at it too. So Norse, Chaos Demons, Dwarves to an extent, they're all worth learning it. And now I'm just trying my luck. Can I take this Croxigal down? If I can take him down, can I take him out? Worth a try. Unfortunately, too many pushes. The guy's just there. Desperate last minute play. Can I get up? Dodge, pick up the ball? No. No, I can't. And the half ends. Lots of dead and dying lizards. One quite unhappy dwarf. 1-0 down to the Lizardmen of the Sun's Children. I've been the Illusionist. This is Blood Bowl. I'll see you again for the second half. Take care. Bye bye.